Okay, fellow dragons. Let's regret life. Welcome back to the Preludes. It's time to regret things. Sleeping draughts and poisons are in this bag. I'm going to put medical supplies in this one here. Don't mix them up. As for bullets, our supplier went under, so we don't have that many. We should be able to land and buy more soon, though, but don't go wasting them, okay? Ron, are you listening? Your vision's worsened, hasn't it? In your left eye? I'm not sure. I can see just fine as long as my artificial eye's open. That's beside the point. The greater the difference between each of your eyes' visions, the worse your anisconia will get. You could always make me another artificial eye if you're so worried about it. Just kidding. Alright, I turned his voice off. Good. Natsuhiko, I managed to dig up some new info on Shiro Yuiga. I put all the files next door, so when you've got a moment... Yikes, bad mood again, huh? Ron, did you do something to make him mad? What? I haven't done anything. That's the worst thing you could do. Natsuhiko spent all this time getting your supplies together, you know. And wow, you certainly got a lot of stuff. You got a bomb in there or something? Maybe. I highly doubt that. If a bomb goes off on the Norn, you'll die with the rest of them, Ron. Clothes, bullets, wow, he even put cold medicine and eye drops in there. Natsuhiko's like your wife. Ron's the last person in the world who needs stomach meds and all that stuff. You'd be better off keeping them yourself, Natsuhiko. This stuff looks heavy. I don't want This stuff looks heavy. I don't want to lug it all around. Now, Natsuhiko worked hard to pick all that for you, so you gotta take it. But wow, you seriously are going? I can't believe it. I thought we'd scrapped any invasion plans. Ron, how'd you convince him? Huh? I just said I wanted to board the ship. Ah, I get you. Playing it close to the chest, eh? You're a sneaky one. Oh, Natsuhiko, you finished reading already? Yes. Ron, I need you to stay perfectly still. Sunglasses. He looks super sketch now, like one of those people. You know what I mean? Why am I wearing these? Only the left lens has a prescription. It should help with your anisconia. Now that I actually looked, I could tell my vision was clearer than usual. Plus, no one will be able to see your different colored eye now. If you get close enough, if you get close enough, you actually can. And I've realized some things. This is Ron we're talking about, so I might need to do some bits. Give me a moment, fellow dragons. Okay, fellow dragons, I'm back. I grabbed a bowl of pretzels, a rocks glass filled with lemonade, as a callback to a bit that y'all wouldn't have seen yet, because this gets loaded before that, even though I already recorded it. And more importantly, hot tea. Some hot tea with lemon. Because voicing these damn boys is gonna mess up my throat, especially Masamune. I get it. And even if he closes one eye, no one would really notice. Right. And what's more, the sunglasses hide his more unattractive features. They make his face look much better. Yeesh, cruel much. But you've gone to an awful lot of trouble for Ron. You're just a big softie, aren't you, Natsuhiko? I just don't want there to be any mistakes. He'll be my neck on the line if he screws up. So then, why send Ron? I'm still worried about how it'll all shake out, you know. There are espers on the Norn who can read minds. Plop a regular person in front of them and they'll read every thought in their head. Ah, yeah. Telepathy, was it? You know, the thing about reading minds? Why do you look so happy? Think of all the endless opportunities for humiliation play. Oh, I'm so jealous. If they read your mind, they'd probably go mad. But it'd still be bad for us if they read Ron's mind, wouldn't it? They'd find out about all your plans, all of our plans. The power's effectiveness depends on the person's affinity for it. We don't know how much they'll be able to get. In Ron's case, though... Well, we don't really need to worry. Are you implying I don't have any thoughts to read? Also, that ship is equipped with thought jammers. I still don't know how well they work, but I'm guessing they even someone with a more active mind might not be of any use to them. So it doesn't really matter which one of us boards. So I'm no use to them to begin with, huh? Precisely. I see. But hey, Ron, you've just been sitting back and taking all those insults. Aren't you gonna stick up for yourself? Eh? Well, it's all true. At any rate, you should beware of any espers with offensive powers. Do not engage them in combat. can't kill them if I don't fight them. You want all the espers taken out, right? Yes, I believe it's best that they all ultimately end up dead. However, we have more enemies than the espers themselves, you understand? I want to secure the esper with the barrier power so that we can fight the island in Shiroyuiga. Bring her to me at once. Got it. The best outcome would be if the espers killed each other, though. Wow, you think something so drastic could actually happen? It's happened before, though. Only once. They couldn't handle the pressure of the reset. There's no reason it couldn't happen again this time. Huh? So, does the island have records of that? Yes, I managed to obtain various records and information about the reset before I left the island. Feel free to peruse them if you feel interested. I'm good, thanks. Sounds totally boring. So, what else do you want me to do on this mission? Investigate the Norn structure. I want to find a way to infiltrate the island. Sounds like I'll be busy. I've only given you 2 tasks so far. Wait, there's more? Check in with us regularly. Don't cause trouble. Don't act conspicuous. Don't give them any cause for alarm. Okay, whatever you say. Abide by the rules, wear pajamas to bed, eat meals at the proper time. You also have to stay healthy. Oh, and even if a girl hits on you, keep your hands to yourself, okay? In this case, I'm all for murder, but sexual harassment is not a no. Just no. Especially if, say, they are under the age of 20. You are older than them. No. Be mindful of age gaps if you're going to flirt with anyone. And stop smoking. It'll slow down your reaction time if you need to act quickly. Alright, alright. That's what he says when he's ignoring someone. You know, Natsuhiko, I really think the mission would go better with someone else. That's not true. You are so irritating to talk to. Both of you. Sorry. Don't apologize if you don't mean it. Now listen up. If you don't follow my instructions, your contract will be void. Look, I said I got it. Incidentally, Natsuhiko, some of the espers are women, aren't they? You are correct. Nice, isn't that right, Ron? Make sure to take some pics of them for me. I doubt there's a girl alive who'd be interested in your fetishes, peon. They're not fetishes, they're totally normal. Just like a little oomph in the bedroom, just a little scolding, maybe some stepping. Yeah, those are fetishes. Setsu, I'm not gonna kink shame you. Just keep it between yourself and a consenting fellow adult. That's where your problems lie. You don't keep it between yourself and a fellow consenting adult. You try to get you try to get your masochism in out in public in the middle of broad daylight with people that aren't
that don't even fucking know you, man. That's where your problem is. That's what makes you a creep. Nah, your fetishes, keep them in the bedroom, you're good. Your problem is that you're taking them everywhere. Which is not okay. Preferably by an older woman. Oh, great, he's into cougars. Prideful beauty who speaks up with the upper crusty way. Someone who happens like that happens to be on board. Give me your number, would you? Oh, but don't tell Natsuhiko. I can... You weren't even stage whispering. I'm right fucking here, you moron. Yeah. Alright, he is standing right there. Setsu. Uh-oh, did I just make a fatal error again? Enough with the asinine chatter. We don't have much time until we set off. The Norn will touch down in a field tomorrow about 12 miles from here. May not look like a ship at first glance, but don't worry about that. Just board it. What time should I get there? It'll land between noon and 11:59 p.m. So noon. Oh, wait. So between noon and midnight. In other words, you don't know when it's landing. I'm sorry, Ron, I couldn't manage to find out the exact time. You can sleep anywhere, can't you? Just take a nap while you're waiting for it. Is this really going to work? Won't they notice right away if some non-Esper boards? I planted some false information in Ion to make Ron appear like an Esper. It all depends on when Ion finds out, really. But that should buy us a decent amount of time. Oh, this trip, the island scientists don't know... On this trip, the island scientists don't know who the Espers are. All the chaos has really worked in our favor. What if someone asks what power I have? You'll deal. That's not exactly clear instruction. I jotted down some excuses for you. If I tell you them now, you'll just forget them. The biggest thing you'll have to watch out for are Espers with attack powers and psychological powers. You should find out who can do what ASAP. I'll put together some information for you on everything we've learned so far. Look it over when you have a spare moment. And after that, just make sure you carry out my orders. That's about it. No. There. What were those orders again? There was more to it than just killing all the Espers, I'm sure of it. But if I ask for clarification, this conversation will drag on forever. Whatever. Ron, what's with the silence? Huh? Oh, nothing. I can tell you're lying. You don't remember any of my instructions, do you? Something about killing all the Espers. Shall I go after all Natsuhiko? I bought some brand new underwear, so I'm stocked and ready. Listen to me carefully, Ron. I've explained it 100 times already, but let's try just one more time, just once more, okay? Then Natsuhiko began explaining the plan all over again. He talked for ages, threw in a bunch of insults for good measure. To sum everything up, though, Number 1, make a plan to kidnap the barrier Esper. Number 2, find out which Espers have fire and water powers. Number 3, Shiryuiga is probably also on the move after the Espers, so keep an eye on his son and his movements. Number 4, gather data needed to infiltrate the island. And that was about it. I knew I'd never remember all that, but the peon took down some quick notes for me. The finer details are all written down, but there's one more Esper you need to watch out for. In a way, she's the most dangerous of them all. Really? Even more dangerous than the ones who control fire and water? That's right. Luckily, we happen to know her name and where she currently is. Her name is... Nanami Shiranui. That's what Natsuhiko said. I had zero interest in people's names, so I just shrugged. This girl, woman Esper, huh? Has the power to erase memories. She's fairly famous in certain circles. She makes a good amount of money erasing people's memories. That's a major deal. If she can make a living off it, that must mean she must have full control over her power. Indeed, though her family manages her. Memories. She can erase memories. What happens if your memory gets erased? Right, it's an intriguing question. Do you, lose your personality, too? Depends on what gets erased. Oh, there we go. That depends on how you define one's personality. In both psychology and philosophy, broadly speaking, people say that memories shape who you are. But others claim we are born with inherent dispositions. There have been some people who have suffered amnesia and shown no change of personality. Could you rephrase that for us regular people? No one knows until it happens. I see. It's just like what you said. What did I say again? I couldn't remember. But judging by the scowl on Natsuhiko's face, it was probably something rude. Erased memories, espers. Ah, right. Now I remembered. You mean when I said the reset wouldn't change a thing about humanity, right? Natsuhiko's glare turned sharp. Yeesh. That guy could be terrifying when he wanted to be. Well, I can understand why he was looking at me like that. Why I said blew a hole in his entire raison d'etre, didn't it? Natsuhiko Ozuma. The reset is a wicked thing. All of humanity's endeavors and developments just gone. Distorting history like that, we can't let it happen. He was right. I always thought he was right when he said that. But is it really worth worrying about the reset that much?
What is it?
If the reset happened, people would just forget, right? They'd forget what they were doing, they'd forget humanity's endeavors, developments. Sure, those things are important, but everyone was just gonna forget in the end anyway, right?
So what? Are you saying it's not worth arguing about? Since it'll all be forgotten anyway?
That thing about humans, that was the thing about humans. They had a habit of only caring about what was right in front of them. As long as they were fine and everyone around them was fine, they didn't give a rat's ass about anything else. Hell, sometimes even if everyone around them isn't fine, they don't give a rat's ass. Natsuhiko had a broader worldview than most. But because he could see all this stuff, he was constantly worrying about it.
Don't be ridiculous. Who do you think is doing all of the resets? Humans, that's who. These island scientists are so arrogant. It's like they think they're the rulers of the whole world. They don't share their scientific discoveries with anyone else. The only reason they've done the resets is because other countries got some power. They were scared that the island would be overthrown. Avoiding wars was a secondary concern. Their resets are all about ego. I won't allow them to desecrate history this way.
That's right. He really was amazing. History, the world, humanity. People didn't throw around these terms often. He talked about them all the time. He was moving forward all right, but he didn't change. Now me, I'd always seen him as something akin to porcelain that's been polished by alcohol. If I told them that, the peon would chime in with a weird analogy. No doubt Natsuhiko would just glare at me even harder, but I think it's perfect. He stayed clean and pristine, like white porcelain unmarked by dirt or stains. Yet he breaks so easily. He'd completely go to pieces, fall into tiny shards that'd be impossible to put back together. If you're so confident, then let's make a wager of it. Is the world really as messed up and wrong as you say it is? Just what are these espers, the chosen few, actually like? I'll go and find out for you. I head out to the field about 12 miles away where the Norn was due to land. They considered sending me over on a small ship, but then they thought it'd be too risky since the island might notice. Nope, I'd have to walk all that way, lugging my heavy pack. It was tough being a grunt sometimes. I shrugged off my heavy bag and instantly felt better. Couldn't remember what was inside, but I figured I wouldn't die without it. Ditched the bag and my steps grew lighter. Now I definitely enjoy my stroll towards the town. Took out the map the peon drew for me. It was more like a bunch of child's scribbles than a map. There was a town marked along my route. I saw no reason why I couldn't make a stop there. According to the info our peon got, the ship's due to land tomorrow. Get on board Lord Esper's something. I'd like to at least half a night off before all that happens. Oh, I see. The town appeared to be something of a red light district. Ron, come in. Where are you now? I've arrived at the town. I can see the field just up ahead. Okay, we'll go camp out in the field. I'm actually pretty tired. You should have rations in your bag. I threw my bag away. I tried to tell Natsuhiko that, but couldn't get a word in edgewise. Do not go into town. Nothing good will come of it. Just head over to the field and make sure you don't draw anyone's attention. I just wanted to get in my sleeping bag and lie down. I also wanted some booze and something to eat. But I didn't have any cash on me. I tossed it along with my bag. All I had with me was my gun. Ah, that reminds me. I had a newspaper. It was rolled up and stuffed into my back pocket. Ron, take this with you. It's your old buddy Set's special newspaper. See how well it's made? Right, I don't usually read newspapers, so I can't really tell. Once you get on the ship, leave this lying around somewhere where people will see it, but make sure no one notices you leaving it. Okay. Is it an explosive or something? Yep, it's really gonna blow things up, PR-wise. So, you bring it with you, don't just toss it in the trash, deal? I don't think I could get any money for this. Oh, thinking was such a pain. If I have to try to get some cash from someone in town, I'd have to try to get some cash from someone in town. I should probably take the back streets since it'd be too risky to be on the main drag. I made my way through some side streets, but didn't see many people about. Perhaps I'd gone too far. I sat down on a pile of lumber, took a breath. My artificial eye hurt. I overused the damn thing. I closed both eyes. Huh? Someone's here. A customer, perhaps? Hello. Oh good, I was correct in my assumption. Why are you sitting in front of my house, bud? Are you a customer? We've closed for the night, you know. Customer? Or wait, are you a buyer? We're still open for that, but just barely. Maybe he was a prostitute. The voice was a guy, so perhaps a male prostitute? Nah, I'm just waiting for someone to pass by. I've got no money, so I was hoping someone might give me some. You mean you're planning to mug some poor soul? I'm gonna ask first. If they say no, then that's what'll happen, yeah? Looks like I stumbled upon a dangerous individual, huh? Guess you'll do, so what do you say? Well, I was just about to go eat dinner. Why don't you join me? It's cute, you idiot! So, what's your name anyway? Ron Muraboshi. Ron, huh? Well, I'm...
Itsuki Kagami.
Great, it happened again. I didn't manage to catch his name. Booze tasted so good I'd stop paying attention. Well, whatever. I don't need to memorize names to get by in life. Ron sounds kind of like a dog's name. My first boss said it wasn't convenient for me to not have a name, so they gave me one. I'm good at mahjong, so they called me Ron. A name based on gambling, huh? Well, that's a first. I haven't been playing mahjong recently, though. Oh, but I am in the middle of a wager right now. How interesting, what kind? It has to do with the state of the world, humanity, shit like that. High stakes then, sounds like big money. You got anything worth betting? I mean, you can't even pay for drinks. Oh. We never actually decided the terms. Completely slipped my mind. That makes it my first wager without any money involved. You're an odd one, aren't you? And you ask a lot of questions. What do names matter anyway? They don't, particularly men's names, but we can't talk until we're properly introduced.
Itsuki? Itsuki. I realized that this is part of the persona that you've built for yourself. As a form of psychological protection from the shit you've been through and the shit you will go through in the future. Could you maybe not get so dangerously close to sexual harassment and the like with your shit? Okay, is this it on the outside of my eyelid or the inside? That... I need to pay attention to that and keep an eye on that, cause ow.
Now, if you were a pretty lady, we'd be having a different conversation in a different type of establishment. Call a boy who liked women, huh? Didn't make much sense to me, though. He couldn't unseat the peon. Didn't make much sense to me, though. He couldn't unseat the peon for most puzzling person I know. I made a wager too, you know, but I couldn't get a buyer. I really wanted to wash my hands of it too. Not sure what you're talking about, but maybe that's for the best. They say you don't know what you got till it's gone, after all. Don't know what you got, eh? Well, I guess I can still make money with it. It's just such a pain to deal with. All this talk about the world just out of the blue. Huh? You say something? Oh, no, never mind. Hey, your glass is empty. Huh? What's that in your pocket? A newspaper? Huh. I thought it might be a racing form, but it looks like it's about the economy. Doesn't really seem like your style. Certainly wouldn't be a cowboy's either. The heck am I carrying this paper around anyway? I have a feeling someone gave it to me. As I was thinking about it, the cowboy took the paper and opened it up. It's dated a week ago. Let's see what we got. Ah, yeah, of course. Peon gave it to me. Told me to leave it out on the ship in plain sight. I had no clue as to why, but it sounded pretty important. I took the newspaper back and put it in my pocket. The cowboy and I drank the night away. Before I knew it, the sun was rising. Couldn't really remember what we talked about, but I knew he asked a lot of questions. I thought him being so interested in a stranger was odd, but I tried to give him what details I could remember. Natsuhiko kept trying to reach me over the radio, but it was annoying, so I ended up switching it off. Cowboy was completely wasted, and eventually I had to go. I left him behind in the tavern. While walking along the road I'd come by, I ended up running into another guy. Huh. He looked fancy. Like he'd have money. A few hours earlier, he would have been a good target. I peered closer at him and realized he was standing in front of a cowboy's house. Maybe he was the person who won their little wager. Or maybe he was the buyer cowboy had been waiting for. Either way, it had nothing to do with me. Guess I better get going. I had my own wager, and I wanted to see how it would play out. Well, Ron's was a little bit shorter. Brief intermission, fellow dragons. I ended up not using the snacks, only the glass. Plus, my tea should be good enough now. So I'm gonna have quick snacks. Alright. Let's do this. I didn't eat all the pretzels just in case someone snacks in this one, but, you know, unlikely. It's Natsuhiko. No one snacks. A pocket watch. It was the only item I was able to bring with me when I left the island. The only thing that held any memories for me. But it was broken during the escape. The second hand still kept time, but the minute and hour hands were stuck on 12. Felt terrible when I realized what happened. Seeing as I had nothing else of value, I'd been thinking of pawning it somewhere. But it wouldn't sell like this, so I ended up hanging on to it. My back itches so much. Where's my back scratcher? No, that's a hairbrush. But you know what? The handle might be long enough to reach it. Nope. That sound was too sinister to be called laughter. It turned ice cold when I heard it, as if someone had put a curse on me. It was exactly how I managed to turn a demon would sound. Hey, are you just making excuses?
What?
You could easily fix something like this, right? You're not a child anymore, but, you know, you could have fixed it even as a child. I wasn't struggling for money anymore. I didn't need to go through the trouble of fixing it. So that's your excuse this time? It wasn't an excuse, it simply made sense. I could throw it away anytime I wanted. A second hand ticked away, keeping time. Meaningless, empty time. The warhead must have hit its target. The rising smoke was proof enough. However, the ship kept floating calmly through the air.
Weird, I swore we hit it. Norn's defense system is vulnerable at the top. It was definitely in bad shape yesterday. Huh? It's been fixed. Hey, Natsuhiko, our enemy's weak spot seems to have disappeared. Man, we worked our tails off for this. We scouted the target and did all the prep work. I knew we should have taken down the first time we spotted them, but if only we'd had the missiles ready. So, I know this is a total failure, but you're still gonna pay, right? I'm not interested in the inner workings of our process. We'll talk when you get results. Oof, what a tyrant. We're going home, into the clouds and turn around. You're the boss. I hoped Ion wouldn't have the energy to repair the systems, but I guess that was wishful thinking. Unless... Did the Cougar woman board? It has to be one or the other. And took a decent chunk of time, didn't it? My shoulder's killing me. Did Ion have the energy, or did the Cougar woman do it? I need to find out ASAP. Then we'll have to refuel, and I'll need to do some maintenance on the drone. Oh. Whoa, you okay, Natsuhiko? Must be exhaustion. You've barely slept recently. I just stumbled a little. I'm not tired or anything. You gotta take breaks in life. That's a free nugget of advice from your buddy Set, okay? Look, it's already late. Let's leave the heavy thinking for tomorrow and go gaze at the stars or something. I don't have time for that. You really are stubborn, you know that? We're back, huh? No one's here. saw it. They said they weren't going out today, right? Where's beautiful Catherine named Pending gone? The one who wears bondage gear every day and always has her whip ready. Such a character only exists in your sick mind. And as I've told you before, keep those thoughts to yourself. Cruel, if you dream it, it'll come true eventually. I'm sure someone said that. The only person here is useless fluff for brains. I imagine he's still asleep. Go wake him up. Oh, so this is before Ron's... The order should have... I guess the order should have been Natsuhiko, then Ron. Oh well. I'm doing it in the order it unlocked in. And this unlocked afterwards. Alrighty. I felt the tension finally lift. I sat down and exhaled deeply. We'd finally gotten visuals on the Norn a few weeks ago. We were low on ammunition, but we realized their security system had some flaws. We thought we'd never get a better chance again. I pulled several all-nighters to prepare, knowing I couldn't let the opportunity slip by. However, I've experienced countless failures in my life. No reason to let this one get me down. Our chance of success had been slim to begin with. I'd already been prepared for failure. Sorry. A tiny fruit fly landed on my fucking monitor and I needed to slap it with a cleaning cloth I happen to have lying around. I need to do dishes. I need to finish doing dishes so that those flies go away. And also set out a trap for those stupid flies. Chance of success was slim to begin with. I'd already been prepared for failure. But it was still enough of a shock to throw me off balance. It was paralyzing. That's how much I've been dreaming about this. It's been 8 years since I left the island. Long enough that certain things had started to fade. Must prevent the reset. That was the only thought that That was the only thought that occupied my mind as I made weapons and gathered the necessary materials. But even when the weapons were ready, I felt no sense of accomplishment. I was too focused on the time. We could only make our move when the Norn set off, which made everything more intense. Irritation and impatience must make time move much slower somehow. This was just the first strike. It's not over by any stretch. I repeated those words over and over so they'd sink in. I had to think our next steps up quick. I booted up the computer. Natsuhiko, I brought us some dessert. It's strawberry shortcake. I made a pot of tea, too. Such a considerate guy, aren't I? Like a maid. I'd love to wait on some wealthy beauty, then she could scold me. Hey, I thought I told you to bring Ron. Also, keep your masochism to yourself. Ron's all snuggled up in bed and wouldn't get up. It was like he couldn't even hear me. Then rip off the sheets and drag him in here. No can do. He's not the type to wear PJs to bed, and I am not dying to see him in the buff. Besides, you need to rest, Natsuhiko. You barely got any sleep the past 2 nights. Look, the sun's gone down, it's nice and clear out. Why don't you take a gander at the stars? You like doing that. I'm too busy, as I said. Don't make me repeat myself. Alright. Could he be more irritating? Setsu Takashima. Had known him for nearly 2 years now. And yet all I really knew about him was his name and that he was a complete oddball. That was it, really. If I had to compare him to an animal, he'd be a mouse. He was always sneaky about and prying into things, and was an absolute genius at pushing people's buttons. He also had a tendency to blurt out wild statements like, I love being tortured by women, but despite all that, he was competent and capable. Setsu might have been an outsider, but he listened to what I said and was flexible. No doubt that was just his natural temperament. I needed an accomplice to get this done. And given his abilities, Setsu was a real asset. Natsuhiko! What? Oh. Webcomics, no thank you, not right now. Natsuhiko? Oh hey, Setsu without a hat. Never seen that one before. At least, I don't remember seeing this before now. What now? He shot me. He missed, but he shot me. Now my hat's all messed up, shooting at me while he was still asleep. He's beyond the pale. That's what he is. I had to agree with him there. Ron Muraboshi was even more inscrutable than Setsu. I'm not waking him up anymore, even with multiple lives. I don't have enough to deal with him. Do what you will. I will then. I'm gonna hit the hay. Masochistic weirdo. I'm surrounded by oddballs. Oh, right. I forgot to tell you something. What? Make sure you eat something with sugar in it, then get actual rest. Okay, I'm off to bed for real this time. He left the cake and teacup on the table as if knowing I would give in to them eventually. I stared at the computer, clutching the cup of tea at least. I was able to gather the most information on this one particular Esper. Those from her hometown worshipped her and claimed that her ability was gifted by the gods. The power, they said, was that of barriers. Gods, huh? Give me a break. In every era, there were some Espers who became revered for their powers. People treated them like gods. This Cougar girl is one such example. She's just a normal person, someone simply chosen by Ion. If the gods really gift these people their powers, does that make Ion a god? No. Still just a machine. I don't think much of them, not Ion, nor the island scientists. Nor the Espers, for that matter. You keep messing around with the pictures. I went to press the enter key, but my finger paused in midair. Webtoon, shut up.
For a brief second, the Esper that I hated so much looked simply like a young girl. It was filled with a dull pain as if a ton of lead had been dropped on me. No, she's an Esper. Someone I should kill. I was probably just exhausted like Setsu said. I'd gone several days without sleeping. I need to stop overthinking things. I shook off the wave of emotion that had momentarily crashed over me. Then I turned off the computer. I woke to the sound of birds chirping. I must have fallen asleep at some point. Oh, my joints ached, and it was no wonder I dozed off, sprawled out all over my desk. Everything looked blurry, probably because my eyes were dry, or maybe I was still half asleep. I braced my palms against the desk, thinking that I should go and wash my face. Okay. Give me a moment. I'm gonna do a thing. There we go. I have carved a line in this pretzel. That line is heads. Heads, I'm going to assume it's Setsu. Tails, I'm going to assume it's Ron. Okay. Alright, guess we're assuming it's Ron then. Your bed's right there, you know. Why'd you crash on your desk? A voice. How long had he been standing there? It must have really been out of it to not notice someone else in the room. I was fully awake now, at least. Okay, I guessed correctly. Because it's been long enough that I didn't remember which one it was. I thought I told you to wait for us to come back yesterday. The abnormal, glassy purple eye of his narrowed into a half moon as he listened to my reprimand. Sorry, I was pretty wiped out. You could have woken me up. The man standing beside me laughed as if to distract from his mistake, but the smile didn't reach his eyes. His smile resembled a mask crafted by an unskilled artisan. I sent Setsu to wake you up, but I heard that you shot him without even getting out of bed. Oh? Killed the peon, did I? He's alive. You ruined his hat, though. This is the first time you've tried to take someone's head off when they've woken you up. You need to do something about that. It's becoming inconvenient. He'd almost killed someone, yet showed absolutely zero remorse. He grunted a non-committal response, and I could tell he had no intention to change. Perhaps he thought it wouldn't happen again. Who am I kidding? He wouldn't change even if he had killed Setsu. Didn't matter how much blood was on his hands, he'd stay the same. That was just the kind of guy he was. Furthermore, it was pointless to say anything else. He'd already changed the subject to yesterday's operation. We had attacked the Norn on sight with the drone. Their defense system should have been flawed. But it turned out to be just fine. The mission was a failure. I explained all this to Ron, I explained all this to Ron succinctly. It was a bust, huh? Well, good. It'd be boring without a challenge. Quit it with that nonsense. This isn't a game, you know. To me, it is. Ugh. You realize you work for me, right? You do get that? Oh, yeah. Guess I was wrong. Since I get paid, it pretty much is work. Not just pretty much. Sorry. So, what do we do next? You said it'd be best to shoot down the ship and take out the espers so we wouldn't have to engage with them, but no dice, right? Does that mean we'll have to invade after all? Yes, though as it stands, we have no idea what kind of espers are on board the Norn, so we can't do anything reckless. At the very least, I want to find out which of them have pyrokinetic and hydrokinetic powers. So, if we take them on directly, you'll find out for sure, yeah? No, humans are no match for espers. All the more reason to give it a go. The guns you make perform well, you know? It's true, the efficacy of their powers depends on their affinity, but even so, if we take them on, our chances of survival are extremely slim. Doesn't bother me. As long as I go out having a good time, I'm cool with that. I wouldn't necessarily mind sacrificing you for the sake of our objective. However, the espers aren't our only enemy. There's also Shiro Yuiga and the Islanders. I want to take down everyone associated. I want to take down everyone associated with the world. So I need to keep you around for more work. I see. Well, I'm down for whatever as long as I get to have fun. We'll discuss our next strategy once Setsu arrives. Unlike Ron, Setsu is very punctual. He would be waking up any minute now. I was thinking about what we just discussed, you know, about me almost killing the peon. You're actually feeling some remorse. He must have made it all up. Why do you say that? I mean, I wouldn't have missed the shot, would I? Come to think of it, I don't remember hearing a gunshot. See? I knew it. Wow, I can't believe you fell for such a blatant lie. Good morning! Wait, why do I get the feeling I have made a fatal error? You must be pretty brave trying to trick me. Me? Trick you? No, I would never. Tell the truth or you're dead. So I'm guessing you're talking about yesterday. Look, I had to say all that. You never would have rested otherwise, Natsuhiko. Just think of me as your all-purpose maid and I take my master's health very seriously. Such cruelty. And I told the truth just like you asked. Hey, peon, I'm hungry. Okay, I'll go make something. Just hold your horses. Are you seriously smoking while eating again? You've only got one mouth. Why don't you take care of it? Cigarettes are like side dishes to a meal. No, they're not. Ew, gross. Yuck. Alright, listen up. I'm going to tell you what our next strategy is. We're invading the Norn. Ooh! It's a fine time for a little espionage. We got Shiroyuya to deal with too, so we'll have to suppress their info network, right? If the Norn's defense system has really been restored, there's a good chance it'll be a lot harder to hack the island than I am going forward. Norn's due to land in 5 days, right? That's when we're going aboard? Yes, as we learned when we hacked the island, the Norn will pick up more espers in 5 days. I see, how exciting. And some of the espers can control fire and plant life, right? I'm not reading that. Who said you were going? Huh? But they know your face, Natsuhiko. That's why I should be the one to. Wait, you can't mean you're sending Ron. Huh? Huh? Did you say something? Natsuhiko, I beg you to reconsider. This is Ron we're talking about. He never remembers anyone's name, and he can't even wake up on his own. He'd just sleep forever if left on his own. He can't cook, isn't self-sufficient at all, has zero motivation, and yet girls flock to him without him saying a word. You seriously think a guy like that has the mental fortitude required for an infiltration mission? Actually, I'd initially planned to send you Setsu. Huh? But you're a liar, and I can't trust people who try to deceive me, especially over irrelevant things. You're still upset about yesterday? But I didn't mean anything by it. Like I said before, I was only concerned about your health. I can't stand pointless lies, and I don't need you fussing over me. You say that, but you'd forget to eat if I left you to your own devices. All you think about is the world and Shiroyuiga. Whether you're awake or asleep, you'll short out before I own at this rate. You make a surprising amount of sense for a pervert, but I didn't say I was sending Ron, you know? So you're planning to go by yourself, even though they know what you look like? I've still got some time. I'll decide by the time the Norn lands. I need you to get me some new info, Setsu, on the island, Ion, Shiroyuiga, anything. Roger that. I'm going to stock up. Ron, you come with me. Sure thing. Shit. Stock up? You're getting the usual then? You know, this is going to get you in trouble one of these days. All this buying's bound to catch Shiroyuiga's attention. I don't care. In fact, that would suit me just fine. I kept some pretzels for this bit, for the food bit. I'm so glad. But then Setsu kept talking. Angry voices pierce the hustle and bustle of the city. It was quite dark around us, despite it being daytime. Prostitutes and gamblers smoked, creating a cloud that hung over our heads. A musty smell assaulted my nose. I gazed at the bell on the clock tower. It was my only way to mark the time in this slum. Is that really the time? I better finish up. Make sure you don't leave my side. You don't have to keep repeating that, you know. You think you're trustworthy? I feel like I'm keeping an eye on a stray dog here. Whenever I sent Setsu and Ron out to stock up, Ron would always end up wandering off. Usually it was because of a woman. Setsu said that woman flocked to him, and it was true. He always come back reeking of cheap perfume. I'm sure he'd get distracted by some woman making eyes at him if I didn't keep tabs on him. I'm not being a stray now. I'm being a good little boy working hard for my pay. You say that, but you never come home on time after going into town. You say that, but you've never come home on time after going into town. Not even once. Yeah, but that's because I'm usually going with your peon. And he's not the one cutting my checks, is he? But the one who is gave the order. Well, when you put it that way. The thing is, just so boring. Nothing's been going on lately, you know? You gave me this amazing gun, but you won't even let me use it. Technically, there's two. His sprite work always has two when he's getting ready to shoot shit. How many years has it been since I fought him? I really went all out then. Man, that was fun. I want to let loose like that again. Well, you don't have to worry. He, Shiryuiga, is still alive. Yeah, you're right. The one I killed was just a fake, wasn't he? No, that was really him, but he has multiple bodies. Multiple bodies, huh? Nice. Sounds like fun. Corners of Ron's mouth curl up into an uncontrollable grin. This isn't a game, you know. Nor was it some desire for control. It was a battle for justice. I was on a mission to destroy the world, which repeatedly performed these foolish resets, and stabilize history, to stabilize an era. I allowed firearms for that purpose alone. To use a gun for any other reason would be unacceptable. I warned Ron of that, and he just replied sure, like he wasn't even listening. I was getting rather fed up with having to repeat myself for his sake. But he was so bloodthirsty that he'd lose his head fighting if I didn't keep saying it. He was more trouble than an angry dog. Ron tipped his head quizzically to one side. I'd already given him a clear explanation of the situation, but it seems like he was still having trouble grasping things. I'm still not clear on a couple of things, like how are the world and the island different? I've already explained this. Then explain it one last time. Could've sworn he said that before. But Ron's brain immediately ejected anything that didn't interest him. Even if I explained things now, he would forget it all by tomorrow. The only thing I gained by having him on the team was that I'd learned to be more patient. I drew out my notebook. I should still have my notes from when I explained things before. I'd used diagrams then. Ion is the world. The world is Ion. However, only the island scientists know who Ion is. Even you've heard of the world, right? It exerts influence over all countries and keeps things running how they ought to. The island is where Ion is located, but the scientists also live there by and large, so the island also equals scientists. It was a solitary island carved out of what was once Japan. I saw it as ruins left over from a previous era, and the people who lived there were no better than relics either. Long ago, Ion guided us towards a better world, using statistics that compiled from many eras, but the current Ion is not complete. The island assists this version of Ion, so the world as it stands is made up of Ion and the other scientists. They were nearly equal, an imperfect equation. That said, the world and the island are not on the same level. The scientists are, of course, only scientists, not gods. Therefore, they weren't all equal. Do you get it now? More or less, the world, the island, and the reset are all bad. But that's why we have to stop them once and for all. That's what you want, right? I remember that part at least. You said it enough times. Of course, we wouldn't get anywhere if you couldn't even grasp what I'm paying you for. How many years has it been since we met, Natsuhiko? 8. When I said it out loud, it suddenly felt like such a long time. We met right here, in fact, those 8 years ago. Back then, I was the stray dog. I remembered it well, even now. That was when I leered the ground of this town. Okay. Translation error. Or most likely spell check error. They probably forgot an N and autocorrect changed it to leered instead of learned. But, yeah. I remember it well, even now. That was when I learned the ground in this town didn't taste like earth. It tasted of iron, of blood. scrambled off the island with my life barely intact and was just crawling in the dirt with no money. 8 years, huh? That's a long time. So you are capable of feeling the passage of time? Well, you know I was barely in my teens, and you, Natsuhiko, you were just a little guy. What are you talking about? I wasn't any different from you. You are now, but you've gotten a lot bigger. You've got a lot of nerve. I wasn't some kid, you know. You've always said the same things ever since way back. People's personalities and looks can change, so I usually forget them, but you've always been the same. I could never forget you. You're the same as well. You haven't changed a bit since we've met. Well, that's 'cause you know I'm me. The answer to any question you could have about Ron summed up in one phrase. Perhaps the reason I so readily accepted his response was because I agreed. Ron never changed. After all, he was stuck. You might be living, but you're not changing. Like a river with no flow. Wait, no, there's gotta be a better comparison. I know. Your broken watch. The second hand still ticks, but the minute in our hands don't move. That's perfect for you, huh? I couldn't believe this guy. All he did was sleep. He never said anything useful, and he didn't listen. And he certainly never made himself useful. But every now and then, he'd blurt out something that would pierce your heart. It's actually really amazing. All those people are strangers. They don't matter, but you all spend all this time risking your life for them. You've got a pure soul, man. Guess that's what people call love for humanity. I don't think I'll ever really get it. But you know, it really is a game. I think, at least for me. I'm just killing time till death comes. So try not to make it boring for me, or I'll go back to being a stray dog. Alright, after all, it's the owner's job to feed his dog. Sure. Doesn't matter to me what I do as long as I'm having a good time. I don't really want to pick who I fight to the death myself. I really like it here, though. It's a shame. I despise it. We turned to see a man clad in black lying on the ground bleeding. He clutched a gun in his hand. A normal person wouldn't have recognized what it was. The man tried to shield himself, but wasn't fast enough against Ron's quick draw. His ragged breathing grew weaker. As I watched the life fade from the man's eyes, I thought that this must be why the dirt in this town tasted like iron. If you really like it here that much, you should try not to murder people in public. You're not going to be able to come back, you know? Really? I think you should be fine in about a month. Webtoon, shut up. Really? I think it should be fine in about a month. People die all the time, after all. There's still more of them than they're carrying. take the gun from the dead man's hand and count on the bullets inside. Make sure you collect the enemy's guns. Don't waste your shots. It feels wrong to steal from the dead. And you say I have a pure soul. Ron didn't respond, and instead he grinned broadly. I was on the side of justice. Everyone around me, the entire world, everyone except me was wrong. That's not justice, fucker! A world built on a crooked foundation wasn't natural, and the people who lived in such a world were the same. Everything appeared warped to me. The reset ran contrary to the very passage of time, and for that reason I couldn't allow it to continue. I'll do whatever it takes to bring things back to how they used to be. I'd make a deal with the devil if I had to. Even if it meant becoming the devil myself. Hey, Natsuhiko. I just thought of something fun. Let's say you and I make a little bet, Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. Next is gonna be an extended episode featuring Itsuki, Senri, and Heishi. Heishi being a long one because it's actually pretty good. It starts before Heishi gets on the ship and runs until it runs for a while. Like Nanami, Itsuki, and Heishi go on a road trip. We're gonna see that next episode. So, yeah, that's gonna do it. Hope you had fun, fellow dragons. Bye!